Wednesday, it's all about those three letters on the keyboard that follow each other. JKL. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Oh my, tonight a special guest. No wonder his name is Natembeya. He's been around the block, but make that 25 years. Started off as a DO in Kilgoris. And the other day, just ended his career in the administration as regional commissioner of the entire Rift Valley. Why did he resign? He was to run for governor of Trans-Nzoia County. That's a big deal. Can he go from administration straight into the muddy waters of politics? We're going to ask George Natembeya in a little short while. He's our guest tonight. He's not even 50 years old. By the way, he was a PA to the late John Michuki, so he has a whole career in administration. You know you want to hear his story. And start tweeting at Koinange Jeff, at Citizen TV Kenya, the hashtag JK Live. JK Live begins right now, tonight.
Mambo ya kupangwa na kuwekwa kwa masailo kama sisi ni mahindi kule kwa cereal board tunasema hapana.
Our unity is so that we can bring the nation together.
The new political trio, Ruto, Mudavadi, and Wetangula, hit the campaign trail in Nakuru after the Bomas pact.
It's not the policeman who's abnormal. It's the environment that we are putting our police officers in.
Out of all the cases of employee wellness, it's towards 12 to 13%.
Crisis in the police service. 13% of officers suffering from mental disorders.
The lesson live streaming will go a long way in one, reducing impact of teacher shortage in schools.
Connecting learners to top teachers. TSC rolls out virtual learning in public schools.
Leo ndio siku ya collect samples za DNA.
And trauma at Yala Morgue. Family's agony as DNA analysis of bodies begins. All right, welcome to the broadcast. Our sign language interpreter tonight is Yula Nzali. Now, the Senate has this evening approved the political parties' amendment bill without any amendments. This follows debate and subsequent voting with a majority of 28 senators backing the bill against a minority of 4 senators. This now means National Assembly Speaker Justin Muturi will hand the bill over to the president for assenting once Senate Speaker Kenneth Lusaka reports back to the National Assembly. Our very own Sam Gituku was there at the Senate and will have the package in a very short while. Stay tuned for that. In the meantime, the autopsies of 25 bodies retrieved from the River Yala kicked off today with Chief Government Pathologist Johansen Oduor leading the exercise. Our families will, however, have to wait for another 2 weeks before collecting the remains of their kin, pending the consolidation of the DNA samples collected to match the bodies to their respective kin. And as our very own Laura Otieno reports, human rights defenders have called for transparency in the process to ensure justice for the victims.
The anguish of the family of 52-year-old Donosio Oteba was rife. The discovery of the body of their father, who went missing in February 2020, opening fresh wounds. This was the situation at the Yala Hospital morgue, where an autopsy for the 25 bodies retrieved from River Yala kicked off, led by Chief Government Pathologist Johansen Oduor and an independent pathologist representing human rights defenders. Families here calling for transparency in solving the misery of their relatives' deaths.
Ndugu yetu alikuwa Nairobi, tunamsubiri wakati wa Christmas nyumbani, amepotea tarehe 3. Na tunashindwa all the way from Nairobi na mwili ipatikane Yala. Kutoka kwetu Kangundo kukuja hapa Yala ni around 400 kilometers. Tunashindwa ni nani ako na hiyo uwezo.
Kila station ilikuwa tukienda tunajibiwa vile watu wanataka. Tunaambiwa vile alikuwa criminal, vile sija alikuwa anafanya kazi mbaya. Tujakataa. Mwenyezi Mungu ndio huwa anahukumu mtu.
Families submitted their DNA to assist in matching the profiles for the bodies that had begun decomposing. Activists have, however, called for the setting up of a DNA repository to expedite the identification of bodies.
We are here collectively as human rights and justice institutions to ensure veracity in this process, but also, hopefully, to investigate who was behind these killings and subsequent dumping of the bodies in River Yala. Matokeo ya postmortem hatujapatiwa na hatujaambiwa chanzo cha kifo za ndugu yetu. Kwa hivyo sasa tunaenda nyumbani, tunangojea report kutoka kwa serikali.
The autopsy results are expected to be out on Thursday and the DNA profiles released in 2 weeks before the families can take their respective bodies for burial. Laura Otieno, Citizen TV.
On to politics news. Thanks for that, Laura. And Deputy President William Ruto and newfound ally ANC leader Musalia Mudavadi held their maiden joint political rally in Nakuru County today. Our speakers at the rally alleged state bullying of ANC party leader Musalia Mudavadi and Ford Kenya leader Moses Wetangula for closing ranks with the deputy president. Sam Ogina reports from Nakuru County.
Nakuru County served as the launch pad of the new Unity Park in the country. From the onset, the leaders went on the offensive, blasting critics of the Mudavadi-Wetangula alliance with the deputy president.
Mambo ya kupangwa na kuwekwa kwa masailo kama sisi ni mahindi kule kwa cereal board, tunasema hapana. You cannot choose friends for us. And your enemies are not necessarily our enemies. We are a people united by a mission to change the destiny of our nation. And you cannot stop us because this mission is unstoppable.
The new alliance members said their competitors were rattled by the addition of Wetangula and Mudavadi to the DP Ruto camp.
Hawa kina Wetangula na Mheshimiwa Musalia tulisaidiana na wao tukasukuma mtu ya kitendawili mpaka akakuwa prime minister, lakini hana shukurani. Mimi na Musalia hapa tulianza project ya uhuru, tumemsukuma mpaka amekuwa rais wa Kenya. Ni kweli ama si kweli? Kwa hivyo sisi hatuna shida na mtu yeyote, tunaelewana. Ile mambo inatuunganisha ni vile tunaweza kuunganisha Kenya tuweze kukabiliana na changamoto za taifa letu la Kenya.
Sisi hatujakuja pamoja kwa sababu tunajipenda. Hatujakuja pamoja kwa sababu tunatafuta mazuri kwetu. Tunatafuta mazuri kwa nchi yetu.
Mudavadi blasted his former partners in the One Kenya Alliance, Wiper Party boss Kalonzo Musyoka and KANU chairman Gideon Moi, who walked out of his launch at the Bomas of Kenya on Sunday.
Mimi sijakosana na Ruto. Mimi sijakosana na Weta. Mimi sijakosana na Gachagua. Mimi sijakosana na Duale. Lakini la kushangaza, jamaa walikuwa wanataka wanichagulie ni wageni gani watakuja kwa mkutano wangu.
The leaders remained steadfast against what they termed as efforts aimed at installing a politically correct president to safeguard the interest of the state machinery.
Azimio ni muradi wa serikali. Na huo muradi wa serikali utakoma. Na kama muradi umestall, it is normally called a white elephant. We have come here to stand together as members of UDA, ANC and Fort Kenya, shoulder to shoulder with millions of the people of Kenya, so that we can resist the temptation to take our country back to ethnicity, division and violence.
The leaders promised an economic blueprint that will turn around the agriculture sector, address youth unemployment and the country's ballooning debt obligation. It was the inaugural UDA, ANC and Fort Kenya joint political meeting, and as the new alliance took off the blocks, they have their eyes firmly fixated on producing the country's next president. Sam Ogina, Citizen TV, in Nakuru County.
All right, Sam, thanks so much for that. We're going to go back to our top story. We're telling you that the Senate has this evening approved the political party's amendment bill without any amendments. But this means that National Assembly Speaker Justin Muturi will hand the bill to the president for assenting once Senate Speaker Kenneth Lusaka reports back to the National Assembly. Let's get more from our very own Sam Gituku.
The Senate debate has been a total contrast from what was witnessed at the National Assembly late December and early January this year.
Senator Cherargei.
The debate session during second reading was reduced to barely an hour, attracting support from majorly senators allied to President Uhuru Kenyatta and ODM leader Raila Odinga.
It does provide a framework for establishing coalitions and make it possible for those coalitions to operate in such a way that every party and every individual who is a member of a party which forms part of that coalition would know that their rights are enshrined.
If you have one member of parliament, you have one senator, this has been reduced from 3, you have one governor, reduced from 3, and one MCA, reduced from 40. Then you qualify to benefit from the political party's fund. Mr. Speaker, this is progressive. Nandi Senator Samson Cherargei found himself under verbal attack when he claimed a report tabled by the Justice and Legal Affairs Committee had been compromised.
When you look at the decisions and arguments that have been made by the committee, it looks like the committee was given with instructions not to touch anything.
He was chairman of the legal committee during his tenure. No such report ever came to this house. It was mundane. It was a report that it cannot be even taken to a county assembly. But since he has imputed improper motive, he has either apologized and withdraw.
I want you to withdraw and apologize to the Senate.
I wish to withdraw and apologize, but with a rider that the fact that you are senior, there is nowhere that you must demean anybody. Respect is a two-way traffic. Even if I am young, you must respect me.
Senators allied to the Deputy President moved various amendments on the floor, heavy on claims that the bill may end up strengthening the Office of Registrar of Political Parties and usurping powers of the IEBC in management of party primaries, membership and register maintenance. Senator Murkomen opposing a provision to require political parties to only use a certified register of party members in nominations.
Even up to now, even today, we have thousands of members of the public who are in the register of the political parties that they did not choose. Now, if this becomes a condition, this becomes a strict condition for purpose of elections, I foresee a situation that many election petitions will be based on these requirements that have been here.
But personality differences found their place between the current and former leader of majority.
If history will be written of this house, it will be said there was a very silent majority leader who guides people on nothing in this chamber, speaks to
Senator, please.
Speaks to no bill, and gets extremely irritated when debate of this house is going on. Madam Chair, let's be fact. I am asking for a point of order, and this one is standing around behind me.
I can walk. No, I think you are not a point of order. You are the one who was just clarification. Yes.
Senator Murkomen is a very angry man that he's not the majority leader, and it's not my fault, really. And he shows that anger every day. Madam Chair, this member has talked about me without bringing a motion, and you should rule him out of order. He has discussed me. Look at that. And so, Madam Chair, I just want you to take control of this session. Madam Chair, this anger that Murkomen carries, he is really causing a lot of problems, not only here, even outside here. He's still angry with me everywhere he goes. And I don't know, he has to deal with that anger.
The Senate is required to vote on all the amendments moved by senators. Only senators elected from the counties are allowed to vote, meaning 47 delegations. But the third round of voting, 28 senators voted in support of the bill against a minority of 4. Speaker Kenneth Lusaka is now expected to formally write to the National Assembly Speaker, Justin Muturi, upon which the bill will be submitted to the President for assenting. The bill, once signed into law, will be implemented in the formation of coalition political parties ahead of the August general election. However, this may be delayed should the bill be challenged in court and a court injunction secured. Sam Kituko, Citizen TV, Nairobi.
All right, Sam, thanks so much for that. Back to politics on the road. And after storming out of Musalia Mudavadi's coronation at the Bomas of Kenya on Sunday, Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka and businessman Jimmy Wanjigi held a consultative meeting in what they say will result in a major announcence. Though they declined to address journalists, Jimmy Wanjigi stated that a major pact was in the offing. Wiper leader will, from tomorrow, ring-fence his support base with a 3-day campaign tour of the 3 Ukambani counties.
Chat over breakfast, and we have had a good discussion for about an hour or so, and now we're going to our various duties. I think watch our steps, and you'll be seeing them now more often than you have seen.
At the same time, NARC Kenya party leader Martha Karua says she's in consultation with her party members to inform her next move ahead of the August general election. Now, speaking on the sidelines of a meeting in Laikipia West, Karua said she was open to the idea of partnering with other like-minded parties. Now, the NARC Kenya leader says she will be holding town hall meetings across the country in a bid to popularize her party. She further called on Mount Kenya leaders to unite the people from the region and asked them to shun divisive politics.
We are on a journey to conduct town halls in all counties of Mount Kenya and later meetings so that we can be able to caucus together and agree on the direction, because the decision must lie with the people. As leadership, even if you may think which side you want to gravitate to, it's only fair to have consultations with the people.
From politics to education to a story where learners in remote areas will be connected to some of the best teachers in the country. Now, the government has tonight rolled out the first phase of live streaming classes in 12 public schools across the country. The program, which will see students from 6 different schools attend lessons simultaneously, taught by one teacher, aims at reducing the impact of teacher shortage in schools, improving performance of learners, and promoting retention and transition rates.
Good morning, students.
A class in session for students in Form 2R at Alliance High School. They listen keenly as their physics teacher takes them through the topic of the day.
I want you to imagine that ruler.
But this is not your ordinary lesson, as teacher Benjamin has to maintain a particular position to ensure that students streaming live from 5 satellite schools are not left behind. The lessons taking place simultaneously. This is the new development by the Teacher Service Commission that aims at bridging the education gap in the country.
Lesson live streaming will go a long way in, one, reducing impact of teacher shortage in schools. So we hope that we can do that. We also envisage that we will improve performance of learners due to increased syllabus coverage. Also increase self-esteem of learners in disadvantaged areas due to sharing teachers.
The program, which will run for the next 2 months, will target students in Form 2 from 12 public schools in 9 counties, namely Isiolo, Kilifi, Bomet, Taita Taveta, Makueni, Kitui, Machakos, Kiambu, and Kisii. The pilot phase, which will connect students in remote schools with some of the best teaching and learning facilities in the country. TSE has picked mathematics, English, chemistry, physics, and biology as pilot subjects.
that the TSC has trained 5 teachers per school, and this totals to around 163,938 teachers on remote learning methodologies countrywide.
Alliance Girls High School and Machakos Boys High School have been selected as principal schools. Students from Kipkuror Mixed, Kiwandani, Bishop Baldacchino, Kurongorik, and Suguta Girls will be joining students at Alliance Girls High School for the lessons, while Isiolo Girls, Colin Davis Mixed, AIC Kavalula, Njoro Secondary, and Muthingini Girls will live stream from Machakos Boys High School.
Satellite schools will be required to align their Form 2 timetable with that of the principal schools. I want to tell our unions today that this will not replace the teachers.
We are actually implementing a program we are calling SchoolNet, connecting schools to internet. We did 13 schools last year on pilot, 3 of them which were secondary schools and 10 were primary schools.
We must look for other alternative modes that will support the teachers in their venture and also support the students in the very many schools which are very different from each other.
According to TSC, the program, which is co-sponsored by the World Bank, will mitigate teacher shortage challenges that affect the quality of education in 110 sub-counties in 30 counties. Currently, the teacher shortage in public primary and secondary schools stands at 103,000.
And that story was produced by our very own Njoroge Gatete. Now listen to this next story. 13% of serving police officers are suffering from some form of stress-related mental illness. This is according to the National Police Service Commission. Officers largely drawn from the administration police are admitted to hospital with mental issues, even as their commanders are taken through a course to identify and humanely deal with stressed officers. Let's get more from our very own Hassan Mugambi.
With grim statistics on mental health casting a cloud over the National Police Service, Deputy Inspector General in charge of Administration Police Noor Gabo led regional, county and section commanders of the Administration Police from across the country in a sensitization workshop held at Chiromo Hospital Group, targeting mental wellness within the service.
The chair of this
National Police Service Commission Chief Executive Officer Joseph Onyango saying that 13% of officers in the country are suffering from some form of mental illness.
The results, the reasons for which police officers arrive at where they are, number one are human resource issues. And these are the issues to do with police promotions, police deployments, police transfers, trainings, financial management, etc.
The situation to most officers is believed to be aggravated by working conditions, how their superiors handle them, as well as how the society despises them.
Mental issues within the police is not a disciplinary issue. It's not a HR issue. It's a sickness which can be treated. And we have instructed our commanders, the ones you see here and those who are outside, and the Inspector General has given a clear guidelines that any officer who is sick or who has some mental issues, he or she will be able to be brought to these facilities.
We aim for the command. We may not be able to reach each and every corner of this country, but we believe that if we are able to access the county commanders, the senior leadership at the head offices, APS, KPS, DCI, then they're able to cascade this information to the lower cadres to reach the last officer.
Officers from different parts of the country are admitted at this facility, with the National Police Service now seeming to increase the level of attention accorded to mental health within the service.
It's not the policeman who's abnormal. It's the environment that we are putting our police officers in that is abnormal. And that's why I was saying, and I will continue to say, we as a society have the responsibility of making sure that our very own police officers, our brothers and sisters, get commensurate mental health education and protection, because we are the ones who have put them in that particular environment.
In July 2021, senior police officers drawn from regular police underwent training at this facility. The officers are expected to share their knowledge with affected colleagues to accord them dignified recovery. Hassan Mugambi, Citizen TV.
Thanks for that, Hassan. Really interesting story there. Now, listen to this next story. The hearing of the Monica Kimani murder trial continued today with prosecution witness Chief Inspector Ishwari Njoki taking the stand to testify. Now, the Chief Inspector, who was then attached to Langata Police Station and who investigated the shooting incident, testified that Joseph Irungu, aka Joey, shot himself. The investigator dismissed as false claims that Joey was accosted by 3 men armed with a pistol and shot at Royal Park in Langata. The case, which is being heard before Lady Justice Grace Nzioka, will continue tomorrow. The prosecution planning to present 6 more witnesses before the defense makes its submissions.
And in it was assessed a pistol. We also had 34 rounds of ammunition, 9mm in a box. And then we had another 28 rounds of ammunition, together with 1 spent cartridge, which Brian said belonged to Joseph.
All right, on that note, we're going to take our first break here on Jeff Kanange Live and inform you or let you know, in case you're just joining us, our guest today spent 25 years in the administration. Started off as a DO way back in Kilgoris. And last week, he resigned as the regional commissioner of the entire Rift Valley. Why? Because he wants to run for governor of Trans-Nzoia. Who is George Natembeya? Now, Nabado Natembeya, and he's going to be walking all the way to the bench in a low short while. In the meantime, keep tweeting. I know you have a lot of questions for him. At Koinanga Jeff at Citizen TV Kenya, the hashtag JK Live. JK Live takes a break. We'll be back. In the meantime, coming up. Broke and hungry. Why 1 in every 5 Kenyans is going to bed on an empty stomach.
Own a piece of Havana Estate Nakuru Phase 2 at 599,000 shillings only. Open day on Saturday 29th January 2022. Free transport. SMS plot to 20321 or call 0725 000 222.
News breaks every day, anywhere and at any time. I can wait to watch it or read it, or I can be a part of making it. With my smartphone and the Citizen Digital app, I am a one-inch reporter. When a story I think people will find interesting breaks near me, I take pictures or video, upload it onto the app, and wait. It's not for nothing. If my piece is chosen, I enjoy a 1,000 bob boost and my story is published on the one-inch reporting segment on the Citizen Digital app. Share your story with one-inch reporting today. Don't just witness the news, be part of breaking it. Download the Citizen Digital app and share your story with one-inch reporting today. Citizen Digital.
Madam, unanukia poa kama asubuhi fiti.
With new Ariel Lavender, nitabaki fresh siku nzima, msafi na mwenye harufu ya kuvutia.
Yani ni usiku na bado unanukia vizuri tu kama ngware.
How powerful is the healing power of Vaseline? We applied Vaseline jelly to one leaf, the other we left alone. After just a few days, the difference is visible. Nothing locks in moisture better to keep skin restored. That's the healing power of Vaseline.
To me, that kiss was worth it. So then, you really like Fernanda?
But there's something in him that makes him different. It's just... Does that mean you do like him? Oh, Clara.
If it would give you peace of mind, we could move forward with a wedding.
Raphael, are you serious?
Yes, of course, I am serious.
Hey, why are you following me? No! What happened to her, Gabrielle? What happened?
In Kenya, 1 in 2 children suffer from cavities. Brushing with Pepsodent removes bacteria and repairs tiny holes before they become cavities. Because every smile matters.
Downy perfume is an all-day fragrance for my clothes.
clothes. Other women touch up often, but Downy perfume stays on my clothes longer than expensive perfume. So I can stay fresh for all the moments that matter. Try it for 20 shillings.
I have to admit, I didn't like Sukuma Wiki when I was growing up, but now I've created a way to make Sukuma Wiki tastier and meatier. I simply add 2 Royco beef cubes, and the end result is a rich, meaty flavor. And today, I have brought along my harshest food critics for a taste test. My kids.
More, please.
Royco beef cubes. Add 2 small cubes for a big, meaty taste.
Do you know how to protect your personal data? This is information related to you as a person or information that can identify you, which must be safeguarded. The Office of the Data Protection Commissioner, ODPC, was established to regulate the processing of personal data and protect the privacy of all Kenyan individuals as per the data protection laws. We promote the protection of personal data